You're about to learn 3 rules that high-value men never break, and the sooner you start following them, the sooner your life could change forever. Every guy out there always wants to know one simple thing. What is the secret? A typical guy who hasn't had much luck with girls will wonder, what is that guy's secret? When he sees another guy who has. When we see other men who are much more successful than us, we often wonder, what does he know that I don't know? When you finally find out the secret, whether you figure it out on your own or someone tells you, everything starts to change. Number 1, value your attention whether you know it or not. Our world works because people pay attention to it, and you could say that attention is the most valuable currency there is. In a world where everyone is always on their phones and a billion different people are always trying to get that person's attention, many guys have sent us emails asking why a girl at their school spends so much time flirting with them but never goes any further. Other guys have asked why girls bother flirting with them if they never liked them in the first place. Guys, you need to know that both girls and guys like getting attention. Like you could say that girls like it even more than men do. This is why some girls will flirt with you a little bit or say things in a vague, ambiguous way to make you think they like you, even though they never did and never will. It's kind of like throwing a line into the ocean and catching a fish, just because you can. You knew right away that you weren't going to be able to keep the fish, but you still put your line in the water to see if you could. Girls often do the same thing with guys. They will act like they like you just to see how easy it would be to seduce you. This is something that many of your stereotypical players and men do, but when men do it, 9 times out of 10, it's a woman. They do it because they really want to catch their fish. When girls do it, it might only be about one thing, getting attention. As men, we only have so much attention to give each day, and if we want to be successful, we need to focus on the things that will give us the best results. Almost all girls don't give their attention away easily. They know how much it means to the average person, or to put it simply, they know that their attention is very important. Men all over the world are always trying to get girls' attention, and most of the time men don't care about their own attention. Most guys are happy to give their attention to girls who might not even like them, which makes them look like every other guy who doesn't have anything going on. Every man who wants to be noticed knows that when a girl casts a line into the ocean, she catches an average of 15 fish, but when a guy casts a line, he might catch only 1 or 2 fish. This is because, on average, girls tend to value their attention more, and they are much pickier about which guys they pay attention to. Attention is the most valuable thing we have, so instead of being like every other guy who doesn't have anything going on, it's better to focus on your purpose, your goals, and things that will make your life better than to give your attention away to women all the time. Number 2, the purpose of life is a life of purpose. If we look at any Hollywood movie with a manly, very attractive, and very smooth character, we can see that they all have a purpose. Kratos was once a respected Spartan warrior, but the god of war, Ares, tricked him into killing his whole family by accident. From this point on, Kratos sets out to kill Ares and get revenge for his family. Without this very important goal, the game would not have much of a point. It's fun to kill monsters, but when you see what happens to Kratos' family at the beginning of the game, you feel like you've lost your own family, and you feel like it's your job to help Kratos find and defeat Ares and get revenge for his family. Girls will always try to get us to lose sight of our purpose because they don't want us to make them our purpose. There's nothing a girl likes less than a guy who makes her his whole reason for living. Men are happy not when they are doing nothing, but when they are pursuing their purpose, goals, or passions. The purpose of life is to have a purpose and to help others. When you're focused on your purpose, you're not chasing girls and you're not giving your attention away easily. And this is what makes a man so incredibly attractive. This is how important men act. Bond is probably attractive, but at the end of the day, girls like him not because he drives a fancy Aston Martin, but because he has a goal. Most of the time, that goal is as exciting as saving the world from nuclear destruction. But your goal doesn't have to be that crazy for people to respect it. We know you've heard this before, but it's so important that we're going to say it again. Don't go after girls, go after your goals. Number 3, there's always more. The main difference between alphas and men who don't have as many options is how they think about things. Think about how it would feel if a girl liked you. What would you do if this happened to you? Most guys will take advantage of this chance because they really think they might never find a girl who likes them again. Think about what you just read. The difference between a man who was chased by women and a man who chases women is that the man who chases women thinks there aren't enough good things in the world. Many women think this is very valuable and tend to be pickier, not just with other women, but also with friends, business deals, and many other things in life because they know they can always get more and that there are always other options. One of the most powerful things a man can do is really believe that there is always more. There's always more money, more women, and better people to hang out with. A person who thinks there isn't enough of anything is like a fisherman who throws his line into the water and will take anything he can catch. When you think you're stuck on an island, it'll take anything you can get. When you're looking for a new car, your behavior will show how desperate you are. There will always be better deals and other things to choose from. There are literally billions of women in the world, so why not choose carefully once you know you have options? You don't have to be desperate, and it's this way of thinking that flips the script and makes you look like a better, more valuable man. Why should you settle for the first fish that bites your line when most girls don't? Most of the things that have completely changed your life were just a matter of how you looked at things or how you thought about them. Every person has a set of beliefs that make up who they are. These beliefs shape how we see the world. People who succeed where everyone else has failed don't always have a huge physical advantage that the other people didn't have. Most of the time, it was just that they had different beliefs or ways of looking at things. Imagine if Kratos had never thought he could find Ares and kill him. If he didn't think this, he wouldn't have even tried the best men. They don't have huge physical or material advantages over other men, but they do have something much more powerful and important. And it's a different way of looking at things. It all comes down to what they believe or how they see things. So how a girl sees a guy is the main factor in whether she thinks he has high value or low value. The way a girl thinks of a guy depends on how he acts, and a guy's actions depend on what he thinks about himself and how he sees the world. So once you can make a few simple changes to how you see the world, you'll find that girls and other people will start to see you as a much more valuable person.